Hello students, welcome to Science Innovators. In the last class we have seen force and types of forces. Yes, right children? Now we are going to see what is net force and how we can calculate net force, right? Yes. See, look here children. There is a box on the table. I am pushing it away from me and suppose imagine another person is moving the same box towards my side. I am moving it away and somebody is moving towards me. Oh. So then what are the forces acting on it? So how we can calculate the net force? Simply we can define the net force as the total force felt by the box or the object. So with the examples we see how we can calculate the net force or the total force. See children, here is the box 1 and here is the box 2 and see two persons are moving the box from one side to another side. The person A and the person B. A person B, A is applying 10 newtons force and the person B is applying 2 newtons force. So how we can calculate the net force? Net force is nothing but the total force. So here net force is equal to the force applied by A plus the force applied by B. Okay children? So here applied by A is 10 newtons and the force applied by B is 2 newtons. So totally 10 plus 2, total force or the net force is 12 newtons on the box 1. Next we move on to the second box where a person A is applying 10 newtons force and from the opposite side the person B is applying, say for example, 2 newtons force. Here what is happening in the first example? A and B are applying in the same direction, hence we have added them. The sum of the two forces is 12 newtons. But in the second example, what is happening here? The person A and the person B are applying the force in the opposite directions. Then how we are going to calculate the net force is the force applied by A, we have to subtract it from the force applied by B. So why? Because they are in the opposite direction. So 10 newtons minus 2 newtons. So the total force felt by the box is 8 newtons. So this is the difference. If they are in the same direction, then we have to add them. If they are in the opposite directions, then we have to subtract the forces from one another. So in this manner, we can calculate the net force. Next one, we move on to the next topic is free body diagram. So what is free body diagram? Any object or any body, whether it is at rest or in motion, there are so many different types of forces acting on it. So free body diagram. What is free body diagram? It can be simply FBD. The diagram showing all the forces acting on any object or on any body is nothing but free body diagram. See, for example, a vehicle is moving with a driver on his seat. A vehicle, for example, is moving on the road, then the engine with the driver is trying to move the vehicle in the front side and the ground is applying certain force to stop the vehicle, and the total weight of the vehicle is pulling down by the gravitational force and the normal force is making it to be stable on the ground. So Then will show with the diagram. So here the force which is the force of the engine which the vehicle is moving towards the front side is capital F, and the force which is denoted by small f is the frictional force which is making the vehicle to stop on by the ground, and the total weight of the vehicle is pulled by the gravitational force, and the normal forces which are always in the upward direction, they are making the vehicle to stand on the ground. So these are all the different forces which are acting on a vehicle which is moving on the road. So this is a diagram which shows all the different types of forces acting on a object. So how we are going to calculate the net force over here is, we have to take the four quadrants, x-axis and y-axis. So we have to calculate the forces. How we can calculate the net force in this diagram, where there are different types of forces, means the forces which are acting along the x-axis. That means the forces acting along x-axis are the force of the engine minus the force which the frictional force stopping the vehicle by the ground. So these two are the forces which are acting along the x-axis. So this is the net force along the x-axis. Next, y-axis. The forces acting along y-axis. What are the forces acting y-axis are? The gravitational force which is pulling it down, and the normal forces which are acting upwards. So here the net force are N1 plus N2, because these two are in a similar direction minus the gravitational force. So here x-axis, the forces acting along x-axis and the forces acting along y-axis. In this manner we can calculate the net force for the free body diagram. Next topic we move on are the effects of force. What are the effects of force on any object? So, right children, we learn what are the different effects of forces. Effects of force. So, here we will see one example. A body, it rests, a ball. When we are applying certain force, what is it happening? It is changing in its state of motion. Earlier it was at rest. When we are applying the force, it is changing in its motion. So this is the effect by the object when we are applying certain force. So the state of motion is taking place by the object when we are applying the force. Second one is, here is a sponge. When I am applying certain force, what is it happening? It is changing in its shape. So when we are applying the force, it is changing in the shape of the object. So here the effect is, shape is changing. Shape of the object is taking place. These two are the effects taking place when we are applying the force. The state of motion and the shape of the object. Next. Right children? Next we learn what is pressure. So, here what is pressure? See, look at the small example over here. I have taken two trays with the sand and object, where I have placed an object in the horizontal position and one object in the vertical position. So here what I am like to show you is, when it is placed in the horizontal position, the surface area occupied by the object is more, and here when it is placed in the vertical direction, the surface area is less. So when it is placed in the horizontal manner, the force applied is less because the area is more and the depth it is seen over here is very less, and when it is placed, the object is placed in the vertical direction, the force is more, hence the pressure is also more, hence the depth is more. So, how we can correlate the force and the area with the pressure? So, pressure is equal to force by area. The force applied in the perpendicular direction on a surface area. Unit surface area is nothing but pressure. Yes, right, children? When the force is more, the area will be less. When the area is less, the pressure will be more. So, simply we can correlate. Force increases, pressure is also increasing, and here area is decreasing. So, when the pressure is less, force is less, pressure is also less, and then here the area is more. Simply you can tell, when the area is more, the force is less and the pressure is also less. When the area is less, the force is more and the pressure is more. Simply you can tell like this. And the units for pressure are Newton per meter square. Simply you can write like this, Newton per meter square. One more example I would like to show you. Here is a knife where there are two ends to the knife. One is the sharper side, other is the blunt side. We use the sharper side of the knife for cutting or piercing anything. Why? Because when the area is less, the surface area is less, means the force applied is more and the pressure is also more. On the blunt side, the area is more, so the force applied is less and the pressure is also less. So in this manner we can correlate the force, area and pressure. So here, right children, I hope you all understand the topic force, types of forces, net force, free body diagram and pressure. In the next session we learn the new topic. Thank you children.